All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome. Got a nice little echo there from my monitoring system. Guys, we're joined today by a very, very special guest, none other than Michael. How do you say your last name, Michael?
LaFleche.
LaFleche. Man,
The arrow.
your audio sounds so good. My goodness.
Okay. Thank you. I have to, you have some good audio too, so I have to keep it up. But I love having good audio. It's been a hobby of mine for the last couple of years.
Oh yeah, well, it's paying off, man. It sounds great. Guys, we have Michael LaFleche from Onshape. He's the director of technical content at Onshape. So thank you so much, and congratulations with your move up to that position. I know it was relatively recent that you moved up to that position, so congratulations.
Yeah. It essentially means I just have the best job in CAD. That's what I think. I get to have fun making parts, designs, having fun. It's all good.
Yeah, I can see that, and I can tell you're having a lot of fun with it, and so that's awesome. It makes me smile, and I know you've had me as a guest on your podcast before, and so I'm very honored to have you here today doing some co-commentary for the greatest, I think it's safe to say, the greatest international multi-CAD system CAD tournament currently going on
100%.
Saturday. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think we got that one locked down. Yeah. Michael is also a certified SolidWorks expert in a past life. He was a elite applications engineer, which is the highest level of certification you can get in the world of SolidWorks. And so this guy knows his CAD. So if you guys are in the chat, put a 1 in the chat to welcome Michael to, I don't know what this is, the podcast, the live stream.
Live stream, the really fun thing to do on a Saturday morning if you're a CAD crazy.
Yes, that's a good way of saying it. Yes, indeed. And I want to say what's up to the most amazing chat ever. We got lots of old friends in here today. We got Jed Hightower, we got Ivan, we got JD52WTF, we got Umair in here. What's up, Umair? Welcome. Umair actually has a question for you. You could probably answer this while I'm saying hi to some of the chat. Is Onshape free? I think that's a great question.
Yeah, you can totally use Onshape for free. We have a free version. Just go to onshape.com/free, and you'll be able to use it. All your models are public, but you can use CAD on any device, iPad, Chromebook, Mac, whatever, and just sign up and go. So it's a great way of practicing for Toby's tourneys here. And, we can obviously, I have a lot of ideas. Maybe we can do something in the future, Toby, but
I'm in.
Yeah.
You don't even have to tell me what the idea is. I'm in.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I like that URL too, onshape.com/free. Very easy to remember. That's a solid URL for sure. So just going back through here, saying hello to some other people in the chat who maybe we haven't seen before. What's up, Laurent? Thanks for joining us. If you're here for the first time, let us know. And also, if you are joining us from a country, let us know what country that is. I'd love to see who all is here in the chat today. And we got a lot of different representation from around the world. I see that Anti-Venom is here in the chat saying worldwide CAD competition, and that is indeed what this thing is. We got Barry in the chat, BJH. I just want to give both a shout out to Barry. So what's up, Barry? Welcome. And just like a little question mark to the UK, because I didn't have anybody from the UK join us this time. I don't know if it's because of the time or why it is that nobody from the UK joined us this time. I know that in the past we had friends like Parjetter W who joined us from the UK and some other people from the UK, but we didn't have anybody in the tournament from the UK this year. We did have, I think, 10 or 11 different countries, but nobody from the UK actually running this year. So I don't know. We'll have to see if next year we can get some more representation from the UK. So lots of people from different countries here. I see Maya's here from Congo. What's up? Welcome. We have Cortex Design here saying, go Andrew Lowe. I like that. I like cheering on for people. We have Lauren here from France. Welcome. We have, like I said, Barry from the UK, Anti-Venom from Pakistan. We have Ivan from Canada. Oh, Canada, he says. We have Saeed here from Pakistan as well. Umair from India. Ali from Lebanon. Welcome. Let's see here. Oh, JD is answering the question, why is no one here from the UK? It's the metric system. They hate it when you use IPS, and so they refuse to participate. That makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. So thank you for that, JD. Mystery solved. Let's see here. Tralfazzi says, I'm in the USA, but I also hate IPS. Okay. All right. Good. So that's it. Okay. So, well, welcome everyone to this worldwide CAD tournament. I'm very excited. Today is going to be the last round, the last matches in the round of 32. Hard to believe that we are already here, but we've made it through. We're now at the final round of 32, final matches in the round of 32. And that means next week we're going to be starting up with the round of 16. So last week we got to see Aaron, who was a Fusion 360 user, go up against Gerben, who is a speed modeling genius from the Netherlands, who absolutely crushed this tournament last time around, and we're going to see how he's doing again this time. But I got to tell you, that was a nail biter because Gerben almost DQ'd himself. So in the first match, he got 2 incorrect answers. So he basically knocked himself out of the first match. And in the second match, he got 1 incorrect answer. And if he would have had 1 more incorrect, that would have been it. It would have been Gerben game over in the very first round, which would have been a crazy story. But he managed to pull it together to really review his models and to come back through and come out of it. So we'll see how Gerben does in the round of 16. And then also last week, we saw Walrus Gumboot, who has one of my favorite icons. I got to tell you, I'm very excited to see Walrus Gumboot going up against Kachu, because those are my 2 favorite player icons, and they're just going to be going at it here. So that'll be fun to see. But Walrus Gumboot went up against Zishan from Pakistan, and Walrus was able to prevail. That's our friend Jed Hightower in the chat. So next time they match up, November 5th, we're going to see Walrus Gumboot go against Kachu. That'll be a SolidWorks versus Fusion 360 matchup. Alrighty, so let's keep going here. Let's see what we're doing today. Today we got J.A. from the United States going up against Anti-Venom, old friend of the show from Pakistan. And we got Low 9, Andrew Lowe, surfacing master. I've learned so much about surfacing from him, from his live presentations, from just talking to him directly, and from his YouTube content. Going up against Zak G, who has one of the coolest bases that I've ever seen in my life. So excited to see how those matchups stack up today. We had 32 runners. We had 10 people in this tournament that signed up on the waiting list. We were able to get a few of them to join us throughout the tournament as people dropped out. So thank you very much for signing up for that. 12 different countries registered, and 6, not 5, but 6 different CAD systems. Last week I had a slide on here that said 5 different CAD systems, but then I remember we got SolidWorks, Onshape, Inventor, Fusion 360, Key Creator, and CATIA. So that's 6. That I can just remember right off the top of my head. Hopefully I'm not forgetting about any. And I also want to give a shout out to FreeCAD. There was somebody who responded to one of my practice models videos who said, here's how I would do this in FreeCAD. And they posted their own video showing how to do it in FreeCAD. Somebody responded to my practice models video, said, here's how I do it in ANSYS. And I thought that was pretty cool. And then our friend Alnus, who's in the tournament, who's an Onshape user, he responded to one of my videos and said, here's how I do it in Onshape. So I love that kind of stuff. I love when people are responding and saying, here's how I do it in my CAD system. Kind of let the world see some different CAD systems out there.
Yeah, it's good for everybody. Totally.
I agree. And so today we are down here in the final matchup in the round of 32. And we're gonna see what happens. Next week we'll be in the round of 16. I'm very excited about that. JA said I thought I had to use Rhino. Yeah, nope. And JD52 says, I thought Katia was pronounced like Kesha for some reason. Remember that artist, Kesha, who was around for like 5 seconds? Maybe, I don't know, maybe she's still around. I shouldn't. I'm not trying to diss on any artists. Okay, so here we go. Like and subscribe if you want to help the channel. If you like Kesha, like and subscribe. Looks like there are 30 people watching. There are 13 likes. Let's see if we can get that to match up. So I'm going to go over to my monitoring system here. This is a little content creator hack for all of those of you out there that are content creators. I'm going to hit like. Let's see if we can get that like count up. Oh, look at that. I already jumped to 19. And right when it did, my light went out, and it looks like I neglected to plug in the power for my light. So let's go backup light. Here we go. Boom, we're back. It's just that simple when you have backup systems.
Nice.
Let's remember to share and reshare if you guys want to take a screen capture of some of these competitors today and then post that on your social media and say, this is really cool. This is what we're doing today. Join us. And if you want to sign up for the mailing list, go to TooTallToby.com. This is always good if we decide to get off of YouTube, get onto a different platform, or, you know, if anything happens with the channel, it just gives us one more way of staying in touch with one another. TooTallToby.com, join the mailing list. If you want to provide some financial support, this is how we really keep the channel going. The financial support is always welcome. You can utilize what's called Super Chat, which is available right now. It's down in the chat, down at the bottom. There's a little, looks like a dollar bill. You click on that, you can put in a credit card, and you can send me some Super Chat. It's kind of like, hey man, I really appreciate you setting up this tournament. This is cool stuff. I want to see this going forever. This is how we make it so it goes forever. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go out and get like a regular job and, you know, pay the bills that way. You can also use Super Thanks if you're watching this in a recording. There's a Super Thanks button. Looks like a little heart with a $sign on it. And I also have a PayPal set up. I don't know if you guys follow the news at all, but there is a bit of controversy surrounding PayPal this week. So I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to stick with PayPal. So I'll kind of keep the PayPal talk to the minimum right now. But if you prefer to use PayPal, it is still up. If you go to TooTallToby.com, it's right on the main page. Support TooTallToby. Click here. You can use PayPal for that. Did you hear about that controversy at all, Mike, with PayPal?
No, I actually didn't.
Okay, well, I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay.
Rumors abound, and if you want to learn more about it, I'm sure you guys can take a look at a video, but you guys aren't here to hear about PayPal controversy. You're here to hear about how to create models a little bit faster. If you ever want to get some practice on this, you can take a look at my YouTube channel. There's a playlist called Practice Models. It's got a 2D print and a timer. You can time yourself, create the 3D model. If you go to the end of the video, you can see the answer. And then if you return, if you look at the chat, you can see what other people are getting. And then if you want to try again, you can repeat, and you can see if you can get faster and faster and faster with those things. Here we go. How does this tournament work today? I'm going to show our runners, our special guest runners today, a 2D print, and I'm going to ask them to turn it into a 3D model. And they are going to be challenged to calculate the mass of that 3D model and to enter that mass in the YouTube chat. Now, the rules of this tournament are, it's a best of 3 matchups. So next to the names of our runners, we're going to see this little wins counter. And when they win 1 matchup, they're going to get a little green dot. And if they win 2 matchups, they will move on to the round of 16. It's a best of 3. The runners are allowed to enter 1 incorrect answer. If they get it wrong, they can try again 1 time. But if they get it wrong twice, that's it. They're basically disqualified from getting that point, and it's up to the other person to come up with the correct answer. So it's kind of fun. You'll see our runners kind of scrambling through to get that first answer in, and then if they get it wrong, they kind of pump the brakes, go back through, and try to figure out, what did I get wrong? What do I need to modify to get this right? If you're out there in the chat and you want to see if you are faster than these professional speed modeling tournament runners, you are welcome to do so. When I show the 2D print, you can go through, you can try to create the model, see how fast you can do it, but please don't enter the mass and don't help them if they get stuck. Today, it's really about our runners. They are the stars of the show. So let's do what we can to let them shine. And we're going to make sure that nobody in the chat says, hey, you're missing a fillet, or that hole size was wrong, or anything like that. And similarly, if you want to race them, that's fine. Go through, try to create the model, come up with your answer. But then in the chat, just type something like, I got it, or I finished, or something like that. Don't type in what the correct answer is. And then when we reveal the correct answer, you can let us know if you actually did get it correct, or if maybe you missed something as well. I see Jed Hightower coming in the chat. What's up, Jed? Oh, thanks a lot. $20 super chat. You are the man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's going to keep the doors open for at least another week, and that's what we need. We got to keep the power on. We got to keep the doors open. We got to keep this party going. So thank you so much, Jed. Very much appreciated, and it really does help with the channel support. All right, let's take a look at our matchup today. Our matchup today is down here in the red bracket, and it's going to be between JA from the United States and Anti-Venom from Pakistan. So let's learn a little bit about our runners. For JA, he hates food poisoning, but he loves barbecue. So that's our fun facts about JA. You guys can marinate on that, if you will, a little food pun. And we see that Anti-Venom from Pakistan. He is a straight A student, not bragging, right? But he is going to be graduating this year. And he also he was introduced to SolidWorks in 2019 and started using it professionally in 2021. What do you think about that, Mike?
I mean, this is going to be a great matchup. You know, I mean, I can see this having all the makeup of a slobber knocker.
Nice. Yes. Yes. Well said. Very well said. Okay. So here we go. Let's get into it here. I'm going to flip over to full screen for this slobber knocker, as he said. As always, guys, let us know in the chat if the music sounds good, if the audio sounds good, if Mike's voice sounds beautiful, if my voice sounds beautiful. If anything sounds out of line, please let us know. It's good if I know this sooner rather than later, so that when I cut together the super cuts, they look good and sound good. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to flip over to full screen here. And I'm going to show the first print to our runners, and they are going to immediately try to create this model. So we got JA ready to go. We got Anti-Venom ready to go. And as soon as I show this 2D print, you guys are going to grab a screen capture, and you're going to begin creating the model. And as soon as I see them modeling, I will flip over so that we can all see their screens. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part in 0.xxx pounds? I know you guys love IPS, so I gave you one right from the jump. Tolerance is plus or minus 0.001 pounds. The unit system is IPS, and the material is ABS. It looks like both of our runners are off and running.
And we're off.
And we're off. So let's flip over here. Let's take a look. Looks like JA is using a template that actually already has some geometry created, some sketch geometry created. He was hoping that maybe that would work out for him. We're going to see if it does. We got JA.
Very smart use of templates. Yeah.
Yep. Nice use of templates. Exactly. We got JA on the left trying to go through to create this model. We got Anti-Venom on the right coming through and creating some geometry. And it looks like both of our runners are starting out with the kind of like the base shape of this thing. Mm-hmm. Looks like JA's gamble there with that geometry actually really did pay off with this part.
Yeah, interesting way of starting. Yeah, with the hole in it. Interesting.
Yeah, we're going to see what happens. I know that there's some people who think that it's better to have their features split up into multiple features. There's some people who prefer to have them joined together. So we're going to see if it pays off for him. Looks like Anti-Venom on the right there. Look how quickly he was able to create that base with the fillets on it. That looks great.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I mean, this is looking really good here for both competitors. They're going about it radically differently, but we may be able. They look really close right now.
And it looks
using the. I like the selection techniques here for Jay. I mean, using the select tool to grab all those vertical fillets all at once. That was clutch.
Yes, that is a pro move. Definitely one of my favorites. That, like you said, that fillet selection capability. And we see that on the right, it looks like Anti-Venom is getting in there, trying to create that little shape, that little support area.
Yeah, those little ribs and gussets are tricky, you know, especially on a rounded face right there. So interesting to see the techniques that both players are employing here.
As always, it's so interesting to see that, you know, it like you were just mentioning a moment ago. In this case, it's a similar feature. It looked like maybe it was causing some challenges for both of them, and then they kind of ended up almost using the same technique. You know, it's like it looks like Anti-Venom on the right started out using one technique, ran into a little bit of a problem. No problem for him. He just adjusted, came through, created it using a different technique, and is now going to see what kind of a result he can come up with this design.
All right, we got patterns being developed now. All right, yeah, nice. I love seeing the iterations here as people are going through trying to figure out what is going to be the best way parametrically to get this design made.
Yes, that was very interesting. You know, he came through. He said, "I think this will probably work," and then decided, you know what, maybe that's not the best way to create those other support, those other gusset support features.
Exactly.
And so
That's okay. That's power of parametric CAD. Go off, try different things, go back. It's all about iterating, finding the best design.
Yes, indeed. And now we see once again, it's so interesting how close our competitors are in their, in their progress with this design. Both of them are basically at the same point. I mean, slightly different features, but basically at the same point. And now we see that on the right, that Anti-Venom learned from the first time through, and is using a different feature this time, the second time through.
Yeah.
And so now we see that he's going for, he's trying to capture the mass. You want to remember that we're looking for this in a specific precision. So there is an options button there on the mass properties tool that you can use to adjust your precision. That's the one hint that I've given to all of the runners. Seems like that's something that's often underlooked. And we're going to see here that Anti-Venom is coming in. He's grabbing the answer, and the answer of 0.978 that came into the chat from Anti-Venom is correct, with a tolerance of plus or minus 0.001 pounds for support block. So, woo!
Nice.
Yeah, nice cheering there. So nice job to Anti-Venom, and that is going to give him the win. Technically, if the answer, his first answer there, 0.98, was technically incorrect, because the correct answer was 0.978 plus or minus 0.001. So 0.979 would have been correct, but 0.98 was incorrect. But Anti-Venom was able to get in there, make the adjustment to the precision, and was able to come up with the correct answer. And we see that JA is really just right behind him on those final features there on the left. So very nicely done, Anti-Venom. Very nicely done, JA. But stick around, it's not over yet. This is a best of 3. But let's go ahead in the chat and give Anti-Venom a GG. And of course, let's give JA a GG as well.
Very well done. I was surprised how much the rib, the gusset, gave everybody some trouble. It looked like, it was kind of a challenge to figure out how to get that rib in place, and I mean, sometimes ribs give you trouble, and we heard about that earlier from from Jay, I believe.
Oh, nice callback. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of feature that can definitely, when you're going up through a tangent face, you can end up getting zero thickness unexpectedly, because you have that right on the face, right at zero thickness. And so, but I thought both of our competitors really did a nice job of getting through it, and were able to move on and really get that model put together nicely. So GG to both of our competitors. Let's learn a little bit more about our competitors. So like JA said, he didn't have any fun facts for me, so I just kind of came up with some on my own. Hates food poisoning but loves barbecue. And we can see here that Anti-Venom, like we mentioned before, is a straight A student, not bragging, but graduating this year. Started using SolidWorks in 2019, using professionally in 2021. Congratulations. Loves speed running everything, so speed modeling is my obvious go-to thing. And loves strategy games, and recently playing a lot of chess. Speaking of controversy, here we go. Another controversy topic. Have you heard at all about the chess controversy, Mike?
No, tell me more about the chess controversy.
I would love to, but it's not really PG. The technique that he used to do the cheating is not PG.
I did hear about this.
Yeah,
Holy, yeah. I mean, yeah. That. Hey,
holy bees.
Whatever works. Whatever works.
Yeah, exactly. You do what you got to do to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
So lots of controversy on
this
live stream. Yeah. So all right, well let's get into it, guys. We're gonna we got some GGs in the chat for everybody. We have a GG to Michael LaFleche. So congratulations, you got a GG there from Ivan. Yep,
sweet.
Yes. Ivan was our co-commentator last week, so he's been in your seat. He knows the pressure.
Props to you, Ivan.
Yeah. Alrighty, so let's go. Let's take a look at our next matchup, our next challenge. I'm going to flip over to full screen here. And as soon as I show this thing, you guys are going to be ready to model it. So here we go. We're going to let our competitors get themselves ready. Looks like they're both pretty ready. So here we go. Challenge goes live in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part in XXXX grams? The tolerance is plus or minus 1 gram. This is MMGS, plain carbon steel. The density is 7,800 kilograms per cubic meter. And this part is called coupling. Coupling. So
I love this part.
Looks like both of our runners are going. You like this one?
Yeah, I love this. I can't wait to see the approach that these players will take here. There's many approaches.
This is going to be an interesting one. You know, coupling usually takes something from one thing and connects it to another thing. So we'll see how these guys are able to do it. It looks like this one has some kind of a weird, not an interlock, but it's got these 4 little rounded tabs sticking up around the outside. So we'll see.
Power trim being employed there.
Yes. Very nice use of power trim. And it looks like both of our competitors are going to use the approach of creating essentially a section view. Yeah, and then turning it almost like you would do on a lathe. I think that's appropriate for this type of a model.
Yeah, I think it is totally. There's, I remember back in the days when I was teaching SolidWorks classes, when I was a SolidWorks reseller person, and very first lesson of training was always about, how to kind of go about these kinds of, modeling scenarios, right? You could take this revolved kind of turned part approach. You could use the layer cake approach, right? Where you can kind of stack things up like a wedding cake.
Yep.
Right? Or it was the third one, which was like, treating it like a machined part, right? You'd take a billet and then you'd turn it down feature by feature, right? So it all depends on what you're looking for, I guess. But
and so
this approach.
Sometimes we had to do those in manufacturing. You had to the machining team wanted to know kind of what the step by step was, and so you would actually intentionally make the model maybe more cumbersome or more complicated than it needed to be, just so that you could show each of those steps using a configuration.
Totally right. So there's many ways of creating configurations now in the CAD systems, though. It's not necessarily a limitation now.
Yes. Yep. How about Onshape? Onshape good with configurations?
Onshape is amazing at configurations.
Okay.
It's you can configure nearly anything. And because it's a multi-part approach, you can actually configure multiple parts at the same time. Like if you had this coupling, you'd have the shaft coming into it, you'd have whatever other parts coming into it, and you design that all together. You configure it all together. So it's kind of nice. You don't need Excel to do it either. It's I know you don't need Excel in SolidWorks and other CAD systems as well, but it's sometimes handy.
Some people really like it. Some people really. I remember when I did a lot of tech support, I would occasionally get these an Excel wizard got taught how to use SolidWorks, and then they would call us up in tech support, and they'd be like, "How come my assembly's not working?" It was like hundreds of rows in their configuration Excel spreadsheet, and I was like, I'm gonna need some time on this one.
Yeah. Let's dive in and figure this out. Yeah, I can hear the call now.
Yeah. Yep. It should work.
Oh yeah, totally.
Don't worry.
I've seen people do amazing things. Yeah.
No, that sounds really cool. I could definitely see the benefit of being able to design multiple parts simultaneously. As you know, I'm dipping my toe into the Onshape world, and I'm excited to. Not quite ready to make videos yet, but I'm excited for when that time comes. I feel like right now, if I did, I might embarrass myself a little.
Oh, well, I don't know if that's pretty hard to do. I think for you, you're pretty good at this CAD thing.
Oh man, what a guy! So we see that it looks like on the left, JA was able to get through, was trying to fully define his sketch. I think it's important to fully define every time. And now it looks like he's moving on to a strategy to create. I'm going to assume that he's going to be creating some of that tabbed region. And we see on the right that Anti-Venom is also looks pretty black to me. That sketch looks pretty black, so it looks like he's going to be fully defined as well. There we go. He was able to turn that into that turned piece, much like how you might do it on a lathe. So now it looks like he's just got to figure out how to get those tabbed areas cleared out.
All right, we got our patterns coming in here. We got that notch. Jay looks like he's
going
pulling ahead. You know, he's giving this all his all.
Yes, this is sudden death for him, so he knows what's at stake.
Yes,
he's not ready to go home yet. Oh, look at that power trim, man.
Ooh, yes, that was very sexy.
You really transitioned to that. I didn't even see him access the command. He just like transitioned right into it. That was very, very impressive.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, interesting. That adjustment to that upper diameter from Anti-Venom. And we see JA has come in with an answer of 3893 grams. And I'm looking at my, there we go. So that is incorrect for coupling. So the match is still on. Jay came up with an answer of 3893 grams. That is incorrect for this coupling. So we're going to keep going. The answer that Jay came up with was 3893. That is incorrect. And he's going to now be looking over the 2D print. He's going to be looking over all his dimensions and his features and just trying to figure out, wait, how is that off? Right? 3893. That's incorrect. And he's going to be trying to go through and figure it out. We see another J in the chat, JD52, saying, got it. That was a fun one. So we'll see if he was able to come up with the correct answer. Remember, guys, please don't enter the correct answer in the chat. We're going to leave it up to our runners to come up with the correct answer here.
Yeah, it's sometimes difficult to figure out what's going on with a complex sketch. You know, that's something I've noticed over the years in CAD. If you have a very complex sketch, it's sometimes difficult to negotiate and understand what's causing the issue. So
completely agree there. Yeah, it's something where there's times when I end up going through and looking at my model to try to figure out what went wrong. And so we see that JA has revised his answer to 3973, and that is the correct answer. So, wow, what a matchup. Man. And both,
that was close, too.
And Anti-Venom is right there behind him. You can see he's got that model up on the screen. So, nicely done to JA. He was able to go through, look at that sketch that maybe was a little bit on the complex side, and was able to figure out what was going on with it, what was off, what was wrong. And he was able to ultimately create that, make that change and get that thing designed in the way that he needed to get it designed. Yeah. So, wow.
That was like a photo finish. I mean, that was really close.
Yeah, they both were right there, both coming in with that, that answer. But JA did get it spot on, 3973. That is exactly correct. So, well done to JA. And GG to both of our runners. GG to the winner. GG to both of our runners. Looks like we're going to be going to sudden death here between these two amazing runners. So you guys can just take a quick breather. And, man, guys, in the chat, make sure you give them a GG. GG to both of those runners. That was pretty darn awesome.
Yeah.
What do you think you would have done differently on that one, Mike?
I'm more of the... adding a couple of features. Like I would have added the undercut separately probably, but it's all about speed. I've never won one of these speed modeling competitions, so maybe that's probably a bad approach. Might be more configurable or easy to modify, but I probably would have gone with multiple features. Just that's how I roll. I like having more control over the model by doing it that way.
Yeah, I gotta say I agree, and I totally get what you're saying, and that's very similar to my approach, and that's probably why I will never win one of these again. Maybe when I was younger, I was a little more cavalier about such things, but now now I just take it easy, and I just make the feature after feature after feature, and just like you said, I think it was very impressive that Jay was able to get in there and find that incorrect dimension with that sketch being so complicated, And he was able just to get right in there and find it. So well done to JA. My hat is off to you. All right, cool. Well, like I said, we're going to sudden death here, so let's not mince any more words. So we got JA, loves barbecue. We got Anti-Venom, loves chess. Let's take a look here. Let's see what happens. So we're going to flip over to our full screen. Give me 1 second. Double check, make sure. Okay. Always get worried I'm going to accidentally divulge the answer before I'm ready. All right, so
nightmares.
Yes, nightmares, exactly. So here we go. This is our final matchup between these two gladiators. In 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, we're back in pounds. I'm sorry, guys. What is the mass of this part? In x.xx pounds. No tolerance this time. IPS, plain carbon steel, 7,800 kilograms per cubic meter. This part is called hold down. Both of our competitors are already in. Let's jump over and see how they're going to do it.
Yeah, this is a great part. I love these kind of parts, mechanical parts, that, hold down kind of pillow block. You might put a bearing in there and a shaft or something. There's all sorts of good reasons for using these kind of parts. This makes me almost as happy as walking into a foundry and smelling the, smell of molten steel. It's like just one level below that.
Yes, I love it, man. That's a great way of putting it. And, this is one of these examples of sometimes when you're, people say, like, why do you do speed modeling? Why does it matter? When would you ever use it? This is one of these examples of, like, the machining team needs this for a prototype they're trying to put together. And if they can get it into the machine on Friday, it'll be ready for Monday morning. And that could move the whole timeline up. But they're literally standing over your shoulder like, are you done with the model yet? Are you done with the model yet? We got to leave. We're going to leave. It's almost 5 o'clock. And, if you can just, come through in those clutch moments, sometimes it makes a huge difference to the delivery date to the customer. And that's what this model kind of makes me think about.
Yeah, we see some symmetry being taken advantage of here by Jay. Jay really likes having the all of the values in the sketch 2 turned on, both millimeters, inches, and the dimension name. Yeah,
I love that dual dimensioning just kind of on by default. I remember I saw that recently. Somebody said that would be like a good trick to speed up your design process, and so it's nice to see it being used here in action.
Yeah, for sure. Got contour selection going on here by Anti-Venom.
Yes, another pro move. Contour selection move.
Yeah. Why trim when you don't have to?
Yeah, and then you can, as you can see here, he's able to just take that one sketch and reuse it. Nice use of the right-click functionality there from Anti-Venom. And on the left, we can see JA deciding to go with a half model technique, and we're going to see if that'll pay off.
All right, got slots coming in now.
Mm-hmm. Switching over to his leaders to get that overall length of that slot. So, little instant 2D there I saw.
Yes. That's a phrase I haven't heard in a while. I've been on Shape now since 2014, so it's like, sometimes these terms, some of them were burned into my brain. And
I remember.
Yeah.
And we see Anti-Venom going around trying to get that extra geometry for that little groovy type area. See how he handles this.
Yeah, look at this. Yeah, this is interesting offsetting techniques by both players.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is okay. I see what's going on here. We got the spot face coming in now.
Mm-hmm.
For Jay.
It's very, I think, for those of you that are watching, it's very difficult for Michael and I, considering our background in teaching, to figure out how to say things without giving away the answer.
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
hence,
I have to hold my tongue.
Yeah, there's very deliberate things that we're saying, and a lot of long pauses to try to try to figure out what the best way is to say things and do things. And our Arjunex in the chat said, how do we know when they finished correctly? And BJH answered him, this is a race to see who can come up with the correct mass based on a 2D print that I showed at the beginning. So there's a 2D print that we showed here at the beginning. Take that 2D print and turn that into a 3D model with the correct material, with the correct mass, and see who is able to come up with that answer first.
We had Jay attempting a sweep, but backed out of it.
Oh, I looked away for a sec. Interesting. I like that.
All right, he's attempting the swept cut again.
He's back on track. Ooh.
But, you know, when you're dealing with profiles and paths like this, it's sometimes you have to be very deliberate in how you create these sketches in these situations.
Yeah, it looks like he's running into an error on that one, so he's trying to figure out what needs to be done to resolve that error.
Got Anti-Venom here going ahead, throwing his slot in here for the fastening of this component. We got curvature analysis showing up here for Jay. It's good to see Super Stripes represented.
So interesting.
Yeah. Zebra stripes, as they call it in the UK.
Oh, nice. Yes. Zebra stripes, yeah.
So we gotta do our reach out to the UK friends. That's what I heard earlier, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Although most of them probably aren't going to watch because of the whole, IPS thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it looks like Anti-Venom is closing in here with that slotted hole, trying to figure out how to get that thing looking good, maybe avoiding an error that he's running into there.
Oh, I like where Jay is going here. This I was hoping somebody was going to do this, and I'm really excited that we're going to see some direct editing going on.
Okay, yeah. So we got looks like a sweep, a second body in there. Okay, and then it looks like he's doing a subtract.
Jay mentioned he has some NX experience as well as SolidWorks.
Yeah.
Obviously. So, this is a NX move totally to use like some direct modeling stuff.
We see that influence for sure.
But he didn't employ it. Okay, he didn't employ the move face. Interesting. Okay.
Okay, and Anti-Venom coming in here with an answer, 1.65 pounds. That is incorrect. That is not correct. JA coming in with an answer, 1.7 pounds. That is incorrect. That is not correct. So both of our competitors are going to need to take a look at their designs, see if they can't figure out what if anything went wrong, what is different about their designs compared to the 2D print that we showed them earlier. So interesting that they both came in so quickly with those answers, but not correct. Something is off, and it's going to be up to both of them to re-examine their models, to maybe look at that 2D print again. This was maybe a little bit of a challenging one. Sudden death. Yes, if that's correct. Yeah, you really got to be careful now when you commit to that answer. You want to get that answer faster than your competitor, but it's got to be right.
Let's see who's going to come in for the walk-off win here. That little inset is it was an interesting twist. I got to give you that.
Thank you,
Toby. So that one, and I'm sure threw everybody off.
It looked like it was maybe a little bit of a surprise for some of our runners here.
Let's go through, inspect all the sketches here. We saw blue line there, blue horizontal line, so something wasn't right there.
Yes, we're trying to get our geometry to be all black. And Anti-Venom comes in with 1.64 pounds as his revised answer. I'm sorry, Anti-Venom, but that is also incorrect. So I'm going to put the clock here on Jay. I'm going to give him 5 minutes, but 1.64 is also incorrect. And we're going to let Jay take a look, see if he can't figure out what's going on, see if he's, I see he's looking at his mass properties. I think he's probably just looking over the print here as well. And he says, breathe easy and be sure. Okay. So he's gonna make sure that he goes through and looks at his model. And Anti-Venom, bro, sorry, but that is not the correct answer. And we go with the math here. I'm going to bust open my Saturday morning lemon lime citrus water. I'm going with Waterloo today. Shout out to Waterloo. Not sponsoring the tournament, but maybe one day they will.
I think I'll do the same thing. I got to crack it open near the I'm going with the Wegmans black cherry.
What is it? Black cherry?
Black cherry from Wegmans.
Yes. Cheers. Yeah. Cheers. All right. And so we got Jay here with just 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. He's checking and double checking. He's making sure that he's got everything that he needs. It looks like Anti-Venom is still looking through, trying to figure out like what in the heck is wrong with this thing? What did I miss? And so Anti-Venom's going to re-examine his model as well. It's still up to Jay to get it correct. If Jay can't come up with the correct answer, then it'll be a push and we'll go into an extra model. Again, I want to remind the chat to please leave this up to the runners to figure out what's going on. The runners are the stars today, so we're going to let them figure it out. I'm sure that some of you in the chat see it, but believe me, when you are the one competing, it's a different game. It makes your palms sweaty. It makes your brain lock up. You get into these like little you get tunnel vision for sure. So we're going to leave it up to Jay now to decide if he wants to commit to an answer. He's got 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Doesn't have to take that whole 2 minutes, but he's more than welcome to as part of the rules. And if, we go into a little overtime today, that's all good. There's not really, that's the cool thing about live streaming. You don't really have a set ending.
Exactly.
I say that having no idea what your schedule is today, Mike. So if you have a set ending.
No, I'm totally cool. I need to see this through. This is very entertaining and enlightening.
Yes. JA submits an answer. He commits 1.69, and that is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay. So JA wins both and gets the victory cat and gets the applause. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I feel you, Anti-Venom. I'll tell you what the thing is there. On the right and left side of your model, you made that groove run down the sidewalls. But on the print, that groove does not run down the sidewalls. Sorry, bro. But well done to both of our runners. Well done, well done, well done. GG to our winner. Congratulations to JA. Very nicely done. Jay is going to move on to the round of 16. So GG to both of our runners. And congratulations, Jay. Coming back from some minor some minor problems with his belly. And no problem, though, for him. He's still able to come back from 1-0 and take the whole thing. If you guys
that was a slobber knocker.
That was indeed a slobber. You predicted it, and you were absolutely correct. And look at Anti-Venom in the chat. It was a good fight. What a sportsman, true sportsman. So great sport, Anti-Venom. I'm sure we're going to see you next year and, of course, in all the Model Monday live competitions. If you guys enjoy this kind of thing, be sure to hit that like button. We got 45 people watching. We got 28 likes. Let's see if we can get those to match. Let's see if we can get that number up to 45 likes. And congratulations to our runners. Be sure to like and share and reshare. If you want to take a screen capture of what we're doing here, or roll back the video a little bit, post that on your social media. It's a great way to get the word out about this 3D CAD speed modeling. And of course, you can join the mailing list over at TooTallToby.com so that we can stay in touch just in case anything ever happens to the YouTube channel. If you want to support the channel financially, it is always very much appreciated. It definitely helps us keep things going here at TooTallToby. So be sure to hit that super chat button. It's a little $sign underneath the chat. You can use that, use a credit card, send some money into the channel to keep the channel running, to keep these super cool tournaments going. If you're watching the recording, you can do the super thanks option in YouTube. And if you visit me at TooTallToby.com, you can hit me up on PayPal and do a support TooTallToby right from the main page at TooTallToby.com. And just another Google user says, heartbreak, heartbreak. Well done. That was so close, man. So close for both of our runners. And very nicely done, Jay, getting in there and figuring out what was wrong with that first one. That first one was so close, too, 1.70. I was like, no tolerance on this one. So close.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was great.
Wow, indeed. All right, so that's going to take us down into our mustard-colored bracket for our matchup here between Low9 and Zak G. And very excited to see this matchup as well. Let's learn a little bit about our competitors. And first, I want to just give a shout-out to Low9. He said, we'll provide the fun facts to Toby later. So never got that email, bro. So I'll just just do an audible on this one and just say, Andrew, I've known him for a very long time. He's always been a solid stand-up guy. He's a surfacing demigod, as he put it. He's been on my live stream before a long time ago. So if you want to see some cool tricks that he can do, but Andrew has a lot of experience working with surfaces, with swoopy, lofty parts, and he's always been willing to share that knowledge with the community. So if you don't know Andrew Lowe's work, be sure to search him on YouTube. I see BJH in the chat saying, yeah, I learned a lot from Andrew as well. So be sure to check him out. He's got a lot of great content, especially in that realm of surface modeling. And Zak G, he graduated high school with a 2.7 GPA. So we should put him against Anti-Venom, who's got the straight A's. That probably would have been a cool matchup. And couldn't afford college, so learned SolidWorks from YouTube videos. Bro, I totally hear you on that plight. I suffered a similar fate in my youth, so I totally hear you there, bro. All right, so this is going to be a pretty good matchup. Mike, any thoughts on this while I set up the screens here?
Yeah, I'm really excited to see, some interesting backgrounds coming in, facing off together. You never know. Like somebody with really advanced experience, like Mr. Lowe, right? Surfacing, and you never know. You might take a too complicated approach. I think everybody needs to keep it simple and get her done. Yeah.
I'm excited to see, if this is a super prismatic part. I'm sure that Andrew is still going to do surface extrude and surface trim and surface knit, just because that's how he rolls. He'll do some delete faces, I'm sure, and all the good stuff, some patches, some blends, just to flex. So, and he'll still somehow come up with the correct mass. And I'm sure that Zak, from learning everything he's learned from YouTube, hopefully some of that came from my channel. He will just blast through using the shortcuts, the time-saving shortcuts that you learn from the power moves on the TooTallToby channel. So this is going to be an epic matchup for sure.
Yeah, I'm totally interested to see the methods here.
So
let's get it done. Yeah.
We're gonna take both of our runners. We're gonna ask them to please set themselves up with nothing on the screen, just SolidWorks in the background. So we're gonna make sure that Zak is able to close out of that current part, because we're gonna click new when we go to get started. All right, excellent. And let's flip over here to our full screen, and we're going to challenge you to take a screen capture of this print and begin modeling in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part? In XXXX grams. Tolerance of plus or minus 1 gram. This is called hex stop. It's made out of plastic ABS. It's 10-20 kilograms per cubic meter. And looks like both of our runners are going. So both of our runners have had a chance to screen capture that. If you want to play along with from home, please feel free. Just don't enter the answer. Let's flip over and see how our runners are doing. We got Low9 on the left using, looks like a slightly dark SolidWorks theme. We got Zak on the right, Zak G on the right, using the more traditional bright SolidWorks theme.
Yeah, pretty close. Pretty close.
Yep. And so look at that use of dimensioning to fully define that base plate from low 9. Nicely done.
Yeah. Zak's got a pretty traditional toolbar layout with the command manager going across the top, where Andrew is employing a more condensed toolbar layout all across the top of the screen, nothing on the sides whatsoever. Very interesting. I always love to see everybody's toolbar layouts in the CAD system of their choice.
Yeah, same. And it looks like both of them have the selection filter toolbar across the bottom. So they both probably have been in that spot where they accidentally bumped the E key or the X key or the V key and turned on their selection filter. So they're both ready to quickly turn it off.
Yep, I've been there and done that.
Super fast use of sketch relationships here from Zak on the right. Loving seeing the pick one, hold control, pick the other to lock down that sketch. And as always, we're trying to get our sketches to be all black, which we can see on the right there from Zak. A fully defined sketch is a predictable sketch, and that's what we are looking for.
We're very well put.
And Andrew, low 9 on the left, creating this hex extrusion here. Going
this
through.
is some speed modeling. This is, you got some fast stuff going on right here.
Nice use of that 100 dimension that low 9 just put in there on that hex. I noticed he used the end condition of offset from surface to get that. That was very clever. Sometimes that happens in your drawings. You get these dimensions and you're like, oh, that's not where I made the feature from. But he was able just to blast through and get that in there.
And we got a close match here going on. We've got some planes being created. I think that's seeing some logical approaches here being taken.
Oh, I love that move where it looks like he tried to do it low 9, trying to create that line connected to the midpoint and then make the line horizontal. That's one of my favorite moves. In fact, I probably learned it from low 9. So nice. It's awesome to see it here, full circle.
Yeah, it's a good technique. Got the double dimension going on right there for the width.
Mm-hmm. And a nice double click for up to surface. Very nicely done from low 9 on the left there. Loving seeing all these shortcuts being employed.
Yeah, we got Zak with the hex extrusion going right now, it looks like.
Let's see how he comes up with that total height. Ooh, nice. A little arithmetic it looked like in the dialog box, or maybe just in his head.
Yeah, we're looking good. We're getting close to the final part of this here. We're in the home stretch, making the final turn.
Yep. We can see on the left, low 9. I'm sure what he's thinking to himself is, I always make swoopy, lofty plastic parts. I never do counterbores. So he's trying to figure out what's the best way to handle this. It looks like maybe he's come up with a solution.
He's come up with a solution. Yeah, we got it coming in. He may still he's ahead right now. So,
Yep, and Zak is right on his heels for sure. So, nice use of the selection toolbar from that fillet command. You mentioned that earlier, Mike. That's one of your favorites, and
it is. It really is. Saves a lot of clicks, and it's a quality control measure as well because you're not going to miss anything.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. And low 9 was able to get in there and use that very quickly. If you guys didn't get a chance to see that, just roll back and you'll get a chance to see that. And now we see application of the material. Nice use of material search there. He's an older user or a longer time user, but really knows a lot of the newer tricks. So this is pretty cool to see for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking at Andrew's toolbar. I don't even see the extrude button on it.
I gotta give a shout out to him for using the old yellow and green icon colors. That's what I use as well.
Yeah.
It makes it really easy to see what's going on. And it looks like Andrew Lowe has come in with an answer of 1351 grams. and that is correct for hex stop. Congratulations to Low 9 on the left. Congratulations to Zak G on the right, who was hot on his heels. He was right behind him. Hate to see a fellow bass player lose a point in this tournament, but nicely done either way. And congratulations to Low 9 for coming through and getting it correct and doing it without using any surfaces. That's also super impressive.
No surfacing, no delete faces.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, he must have really had to hold back a lot there. So congratulations.
No hole tool though.
Yeah. And Zach giving a GG in the chat as well. If you guys want to give a GG to both our winner and to our runner, please do so. Very nicely done to Zach. Very nicely done to Andrew. Stick around because we're not done yet. This is a best of 3. So stick around and we'll learn a little bit more about our runners. Again, Low 9 for his fun facts. He says, we'll provide to Toby later. So I'll still be standing by waiting for those fun facts to come in. And from Zak G, maybe Mike, if you don't mind, you can take a look at some of these. And I'm going to just make a quick adjustment here on my.
Yeah. So Zach's allergic to Autodesk software. I know. I get the sniffles too sometimes. Currently uses Siemens NX and SmartCam during the week. SolidWorks and VCarve on the weekends. All right, that's pretty cool. NX, that's big software, but all Parasolid based stuff. So yeah, it's that was a great match though. I really enjoyed the techniques that both players employed. I like that kind of part. No hole wizard used though. Interesting that there was no hole wizard used. So that would be the biggest surprise. But maybe Andrew did that on purpose. He was so confident that he was going to win. But he was like, I'm gonna manually construct this counterboard.
Yeah, it's just a flex. All right. Well done to both of our runners, and let's get into our final, our next challenge. Sorry, not our final challenge. It's not over yet. And let's see how our runners do. So we're going to jump over to full screen here. And we're going to take a look at this next challenge. As soon as I show it, the challenge will be live. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. So there we go. What is the mass of this part in XXXXG grams? Tolerance plus or minus 1 gram. This is called a B support. It's a 1060 alloy part, 2,700 kilograms per cubic meter, and the units are mmgs. Looks like both of our runners are going live here, so let's flip over and see some of the magic. So here we go. Oh, I apologize for having that timer up. Didn't even notice that last time. I was so enthralled by the action.
Yeah, it was intense.
Yeah.
So we're going with some aluminum 1060 here, alloy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Good. One of my favorite materials.
Nice. Yeah, this is another one of these mechanical parts, maybe some kind of a bearing support or rod support, something like that.
Yeah.
And so we see our runners are taking an interesting deviation in the approach here. It looks like maybe
very different.
Yeah, it looks like maybe Zach on the right is going to be modeling this kind of from the footprint, looking down on the top, and it looks like Low 9 on the left is modeling it more from the front view.
Yeah, front view. Yeah.
Interesting. Let's see how this plays out.
I think both approaches are probably pretty good here. I don't see any deleterious effects for starting in either orientation here.
Whoa, deleterious. Oh, man, I'm going to start figuring out what that means and throwing it around a little bit. That was, wow.
I don't know. Haven't used that word in a long time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Deleterious. Okay. Is that kind of like detrimental?
Yeah, it's detrimental. I think that's what it means.
Okay. Yeah, I can get on board with that.
Hope so.
So it looks like after constructing that kind of trapezoidal base, Low 9 is now going in and opting for the creation of those the vertical posts. I don't know if he's doing both or just one, but kind of sketching that. You can see from the 3D part overlay compared to what he's doing. He's kind of sketching that in from the side view.
Interesting with the outside cut from Zach. I think that's what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, cutting to the outside instead of the inside.
That was nice.
The power move right there.
Mm-hmm. Little flip side to cut.
Yeah, flip side the cut, exactly. Not something you see every day.
No, that was really cool. Yeah, I just rolled back for a second so I could see that. That was really cool. Okay, and we got now Zach on the right also creating that kind of vertical shape. Looks like he's opting to do half. I'm thinking we're going to see a mirror here pretty soon on that one.
Absolutely. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fastest CAD?
I knew you were going to say it. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
All right. Yeah, this is exciting. All right, Andrew looks like he's got a nice arc in here. We've got some impressive sketching going on. Nobody using the convert model entities there. Just went ahead and
it's so tricky in SolidWorks. That's a skill that I still don't have mastered myself. Like, I just can't get used to how do you just pick an edge of the model. Oh, interesting result there from low 9. Look at that mirror. Did not come out as he was expecting it.
Right. We got some relationship issues.
Again, this is the spot where Michael and I are probably like, don't say what it is. Don't say what it is.
All right.
Let's see how he resolves this. Oh, man. Now the mirror is really giving him problems. Let's see what he ends up doing here. Okay.
All right. I think all right. We're back on track, I think.
Wow. Switched it into multi-body and then mirrored just the body and then combined them back together. That's what I would expect from somebody like Andrew with, surfacing types, ways of thinking. And a lot of multi-body experience.
Right.
Wow.
Pulling the multi-body strong there.
Yes. Shout out to Ivan in the chat saying, good job on these parts. They are simple, but have many different possible techniques. Thank you.
They are. I do have to give you props on it. These are really interesting parts.
So, and it looks like low 9 is coming in with an answer. 1171 grams. And that is correct.
All right.
Wow. Congratulations. You get the victory cat. You get the applause. Wow. And Zach was right behind him, just coming in and creating those final kind of arced support sections. So very nicely done to Zach as well. Really GG to both of our runners. Man, well done. And congratulations to Andrew low 9, who's going to move on to the round of 16. Congratulations to both of our runners. Guys, give them a GG in the chat. That was just awesome.
Yeah.
Man,
really.
that was a tight match on both matchups.
It was. We got 100%, from Andrew there on the answers. Both answers were on target right away. So quality control, very good there.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Wow.
And Zach, valiant effort.
Yes.
But it's hard. It's a hard, when you're doing this live and the lights are on you.
Everybody's watching.
Yeah. I think I'm a good CAD guy, but this stuff freaks me out.
Yeah, it makes me nervous just watching them sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say GG to both of our runners, and that does bring us to the end of our mustard colored bracket and really to the end of our round of 32. So I want to say GG to everyone who was in this round of 32. I want to say thank you so much to the guys who ran today, to JA, to Anti-Venom, to Low 9, and to Zak G. Very, very nicely done. Cortex Design in the chat there supporting Andrew Lowe, saying that's our guy. GG to both. Next week we get the round of 16. So let's just review real quick who made it through. So back in the very beginning of this tournament, we had Dr. Beljan going against Kong. Dr. Beljan came through. We had Victor versus Tank, fellow user group leader, and Victor was able to emerge victorious. We saw K Sedan move through on September 10th, and Gerbin move through last week on October 8th. So congratulations to those 4 people, Dr. Beljan, Victor, K Sedan, and Gerbin. Then we move over to the blue bracket, and we saw Cam move through, who's going to be going against Allness, who's an Onshape user. We saw Kachu move through, and he's going to be going against Walrus Gumboot. That's our 4 runners for the blue bracket. Down in the red bracket, our 4 runners are Neil Custard, super old school SolidWorks user, been around forever, and Ricardo J from Brazil. And then we also saw Ivan the Reasonable, who's been in the chat today, and he's going to be going up against JA. So congratulations to JA for moving on into that bracket. And then finally, we saw in the mustard colored bracket, Tom Smith, multi-time Model Media winner, going up against Yaya TK. We saw Philo made this move through, and today we saw Low 9, Andrew Lowe, moving through into that bracket of 16.
Yeah. We had Tom Smith on the Innovators Insider podcast along with you that day, I believe.
Yes,
Toby.
indeed.
So that was great. So
he's wild, and he's got his woman has a YouTube channel called Rue FPV, which is wonderful if you're into racing at all, if you're into drones at all. They both are heavy into drone racing, and it's really cool to watch their channel. So check out Rue FPV as well.
Totally.
And guys, remember, if you enjoy this kind of stuff, be sure to help the channel. Be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to grab some screen captures and share this out on your social media to get some more people here. Looks like we got 35 likes and 32 people watching. That's the ratio that I like to see. I like more likes than there are people watching. And be sure to join the mailing list over at TooTallToby.com. And if you want to support financially, a great way to support financially would be through Super Thanks or through Super Chat. So please feel free to share financial support that way. It's always very much appreciated. And I want to say thank you all to the most amazing chat ever. You guys are awesome. I want to say thank you to you, Mike, for joining us today. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited that you asked me on, so I'm really appreciative.
Yeah, I'm very happy to have you here, and I'm looking forward to maybe doing something like this with you in the future. I think you and me have great synergy, so this is cool. Yeah, this is really cool. Model Monday Live, October 17th. I'm going to be taking off. I need to get ready for the round of 16, so the tourney will be next week on October 22nd. And I guess that's it. Any final thoughts, Mike, before we sign off?
No, I was really impressed with all of the competitors here, and I am gonna definitely be watching, the next Sweet 16 portion. It's gonna be enthralling, I'm sure.
Yeah, things are gonna get intense for sure. The models are gonna get more difficult. The runners are gonna get faster. We're gonna see what happens.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Mike. Thanks a lot to the most amazing chat ever, and I'll see all you guys next week at the tournament on October 22nd. Bye, everybody.